I have found my missing sock. The interesting thing about this is that there is a reality where I haven't even lost my sock. There is actually a reality where socks are the dominant species on Earth, and they might wonder where they have lost their little human. Welcome to the multiverse, the ultimate what if. The multiverse theory says that every time you make a decision, the universe splits up. Like, for example, you decided to click this video. Another version of you may have decided not to click this video. This version of you doesn't even have the chance to hit subscribe. There might also be a version of you who decided, yes, I can put that whole slice of pizza into my mouth. And that version of you might already be dead because you choked on pepperoni.
Useful Thoughts Video Podcast.
All of these versions are real, and all of these versions are you. Today we're going to breach the gap between the brain-melting math of quantum physics and the soul-searching questions of philosophy. Because, believe it or not, the multiverse isn't just a cool story. It is a survival guide for living a better, braver, and more hopeful life right here in this reality. So, let's get weird. Part 1. The science, which is basically quantum theory for people who like tacos. So where did the whole idea of the multiverse actually come from? It didn't come from a philosopher, it didn't come from a science fiction writer, no, it actually came from a quantum mechanic, a scientist. Back in the 1950s, a guy named Hugh Everett III looked at the weird way that subatomic particles behave, and this guy thought, hey wait, what if these particles do not choose to pick one path? What if they choose to pick all of them? When we want to measure a particle, we are actually influencing this particle's behavior. Before we measure a particle, it exists in a superposition of states. It is basically everywhere at once until we look at it. So instead of having a particle collapsing into just one outcome, Everett suggested that the universe splits. Think of it as a cosmic video recorder. Every time a quantum event happens, which is like trillions and trillions of times per second, the universe hits record and starts a new video, a new story. So the universe is streaming all of these realities on all possible channels. And this means there's a universe where you have become a professional cyclist, or a doctor, or a lawyer, or a business executive, and a reality where they live in a hillside box made out of tiki-taki. There is certainly also a version of this planet where dinosaurs still exist, or where you are the Pope. So that's the scientific idea. It's very weird, but it's also very scientific. Part 2, the philosophy. And the philosophy is the gap between math and meaning. Usually scientists use math to prove possibilities. If a problem can be saved mathematically, the theory must be right. If an experiment can be repeated under the same conditions many times without failing, the experiment proves the theory behind it. So in theoretical mathematics, like the ones on quantum physics, nothing is really proven. Nothing can really be proven. It is about possibilities. So philosophers are not looking for possibilities, they are looking for a meaning. And this is the gap. For a physicist, the multiverse is a solution to an equation. For a philosopher, the multiverse theory is a question of identity. If there are billions of me's, who am I? Or what is my reality actually worth? So that's the philosophical twist. Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz, a German philosopher, already had the idea of all possible multiverses existing. So the idea is not really new in philosophy, but it is in quantum physics. Also, there's a reference to existentialism. If every choice happens anyway, what is my choice even worth then? This is when people usually getting a bit existential dready. To think if I'm just one out of a billion versions of myself, my life is just a drop in the ocean. But actually philosophers argue the opposite. If all versions of you exist, then this version of you, this one who is watching me right now, is your own responsibility. It's your fault that you've clicked the video, and it's your fault that you haven't clicked subscribe yet. Or did you? If you are the navigator of this specific timeline, then it's you who experiences this specific sunset. It's you who is responsible for the job you have, but also for the friends you have been making, for the relationships you had, and for the painting this is actually not my painting, I bought it from an artist. So, how can you apply the multiverse theory for a better life? Let's talk about the application of the multiverse theory. How can quantum mechanics help you with your 9-to-5 job? First, you need to end your regrets. If every choice you're making happens in some universe, you don't need to regret any of your choices, because there's a version of you who did better. So in one universe you have become a successful lawyer. In one universe you have moved to the seaside. In some universe you have that hot younger girlfriend or that successful wealthy man. In some universe you have been divorced for the 4th time. In some universe your son got so rich on crypto you didn't need to work anymore. So since these versions of you are already living their lives, the version of you is free to entirely focus on the life that you are living and on the choices that you have been making. You can focus on being the best here and now you. Understand that you are not missing something, you are specializing on something, on that version of you. And the second application is bravery. If you are terrified of failing, then remember, in some version of the universe, you have already failed. And in another one, you have been succeeding. This takes a little bit of the pressure off when you think about it. You are just the explorer of one path of so many. There is a collective you, and you are one organ, one element of this collective. So why wouldn't you play the role of the bold version of you? It's your choice. If you asked for that promotion and got rejected, just think, somewhere else I was accepted. So somewhere else I'm currently buying a yacht. So what do I care about the rejection? This version of you is building character. And then, number 3, you have the infinite perspective. When things go wrong, you spill coffee or you lose your job, your car breaks down, your girlfriend leaves you, your house burns down, everybody you love dies. Just imagine there's another universe where everything is fine. And now it sounds a little bit weird what I just said, but thinking of all these terrible possibilities of everything what could go wrong in your life, your current problems seem much more manageable now, do they? This way of thinking gives some grace to your chaos and hopefully makes you able to laugh about yourself and the problems you have. Most of them are probably third world problems anyway, right? So the multiverse isn't just a theory, it is a permission to accept your flaws, to stop worrying about things you cannot change anyway. You can start leaning into what actually is. You are a magnificent quantum jumping explorer. And this story of the universe is the only version that you can write with your own hands. So go outside and make the choices today that your future you will be proud of. And hey, if you hated this video, remember there's a version of you who loves it. And this version of you is certainly giving the video a like. Okay guys, stay thoughtful, keep exploring, and I'll see you in the next one.